The cold morning wind cut through the small black neighborhood like a warning. Houses stood quiet, dogs barked at shadows, and somewhere far above, a distant helicopter sound echoed for a second, as if the sky already knew something big was coming. But Ava Johnson did not hear it. She was too busy running. Ava, an 18-year-old black student, held her backpack tightly against her chest as she rushed down the cracked sidewalk. Today was everything. Her most important entrance exam, the one that could finally take her out of poverty and into an engineering school she had dreamed of since childhood. She whispered to herself, "Don't be late. Don't be late." Her mother had already left for her cleaning job. Her younger brother slept on the sofa because they could not afford a second bed. Life was heavy, but Ava carried it with quiet strength. She turned the corner and froze. A long, black luxury car stood parked in front of her. Windows dark, engine humming gently, like it didn't belong anywhere near her poor street. Then the back door opened. A tall man in a gray suit stepped out. He looked like someone pulled out of a TV ad. Clean, expensive, cold. "Are you Ava Johnson?" he asked. Ava felt her heartbeat jump. "Yes, why?" The man glanced around and lowered his voice. "Mr. Leon Hawley wants to see you. Right now." Ava blinked. "Who? Leon Hawley?" he repeated. "The billionaire." Ava felt her stomach twist. She thought it was some kind of joke. Why would a billionaire want her? She was just a student with a broken phone and old shoes. I can't," she stuttered. "I have an exam. It is urgent," the man interrupted. Mr. Hawley insisted. "Only you, only her." Why her? What could she possibly do for a man who owned private jets, tech companies, and half the city? Ava stepped back, confused and scared. "I really can't skip the exam. This is my chance." The man slowly opened the car door wider. "Ava," he said calmly. Mr. Hawley said, "If you don't come now, it may be too late." Something in his tone made her chest tighten, not a threat, but a warning. A ticking clock she could not hear yet. Ava looked toward the street where her exam hall waited. Then back at the mysterious black car waiting for her. Her whole future balanced between two choices. After a long breath, she whispered, "Okay, just for a little while." The man nodded and she stepped inside. The car door shut with a heavy thud, the sound of a life changing. Inside the car, soft lights glowed. A screen lit up with a single message. "Welcome, Ava Johnson. We've been waiting for you." Ava's hands shook. Who was waiting, and why? The car sped away, leaving behind her exam, her plan, her normal life. She didn't know it yet, but skipping that exam was the smallest surprise of her day, because the next surprise would land in her yard in a helicopter. Ava's small neighborhood had never felt so far behind her. The black luxury car rushed through the city like it had no brakes, no doubts, no second thoughts. Ava sat silently in the back seat, staring out of the window, wondering if she had just made the biggest mistake of her life. She whispered, "What does a billionaire want with me?" Inside her chest, her heart thumped like a warning drum. The car finally stopped at a giant metal gate. Security cameras moved toward the vehicle. Guards in dark uniforms saluted. The gate opened by itself, slow, tall, and terrifying. Ava felt like she was entering a different world. The car slid inside a huge modern building made of black glass. A man waited inside, tall, sharp eyes, silver streak in his hair. He didn't look old. He looked powerful. This was Leon Hawley. His gaze locked onto Ava the way a scientist looks at a rare discovery. "You came," he said calmly. Ava swallowed hard. I didn't have a choice." Hawley nodded slightly. "You do now." He walked ahead. She followed, confused and nervous. They entered a large lab filled with blinking lights, glowing screens, and machines she had only seen in textbooks. A broken device sat in the center, sparks flickering. Engineers stood around it, stressed and helpless. Holly pointed at it. "Fix it." Ava froze. "What? I'm not a professional." "You don't need to be," Holly said. "You just need your mind." Ava stared at the machine. Something about its wiring pattern felt familiar. Broken, uneven, rushed dot like the old fan she fixed at home. Like her brother's broken toy car. Like the heater their mother used every winter. Simple. She could do simple. She stepped forward slowly, grabbed a small tool, and adjusted 2 loose copper lines. The machine hummed. The spark stopped. Ava blinked. Engineers gasped. Holly smiled, not kindly, but knowingly. "I was right," he whispered. "You see patterns others don't." Ava stepped back. "I missed my exam for this," she said quietly. "I need to go home." Holly nodded and looked at her with an expression she couldn't read. "You will take your exam," he said. "I've already arranged a private special sitting for you." Full permission. Ava stared at him, shocked. "But why? Why do you care?" Holly didn't answer. He simply walked toward her and lowered his voice. "Ava, I need your help. More than you know." Before Ava could ask anything, alarms exploded through the building. Red lights flashed. Sirens wailed. Workers scrambled in panic. A voice shouted from a speaker. "Core room overheating. System failure. Warning, critical damage." Holly turned to Ava. "Your test was nothing," he said. "Now comes the real one." Ava felt her breath catch. Machines shook. Sparks flew. Something big was happening, and she was standing in the middle of it. The alarm screamed through the facility, turning every hallway red. Ava felt her skin crawl as the floor vibrated beneath her shoes. Engineers were running, shouting codes she didn't understand. But one thing was clear. Something inside the building was about to break. Leon Holly grabbed Ava's wrist, gently but firmly. "Come with me, now." Ava's legs moved before her mind did. She followed Holly through a long steel hallway, lights flickering above them. A wave of heat rushed past, like something burning from the inside. "What's happening?" Ava yelled over the noise. Holly didn't slow. "The energy core is failing. If it melts down, everything within 20 miles could go dark. Hospitals, schools, your neighborhood." Ava's breath stopped. Her home, her family. They reached a thick metal door. Holly slammed his hand on the screen. The door slid open with a heavy groan, revealing a massive glowing cylinder in the center of the room. Sparks shot from its base, and steam hissed from every side. The air smelled hot, sharp, dangerous. Ava whispered, This is the real machine?" Holly nodded, face pale. "Yes, and it only has minutes." Engineers tried to cool it down, typing commands, unplugging wires, but the core kept shaking violently, like a beast fighting its cage. Holly looked at Ava, not commanding her, not forcing her, just asking, "Ava, can you help?" Ava's legs trembled. She wasn't a scientist. She wasn't trained. She was just a student from a poor neighborhood who fixed broken fans and cheap toys. But then she remembered something, that familiar pattern she had seen earlier. The broken rhythm. The overheating. The same mistake repeated. I need to see the wiring panel," she said. The engineers stepped aside in surprise. Holly gestured for them to let her through. Ava knelt beside the giant core, feeling the heat push against her face. Her hands shook as she opened the side panel. Inside, wires were twisted, overlapping, misaligned. And one coil was glowing too red, too bright. "That coil," she whispered. "It's overheating everything else." An engineer said, "We tried shutting it down. The system won't let us." Ava swallowed. "Then I'll do it manually." Hale's eyes widened. "That's dangerous." Ava gave a shaky smile. So was a 20-mile blackout. She reached in. The heat was intense, her fingers felt like they were burning. But she pushed through it, grabbed the coil with a tool, twisted it, and disconnected it from the main circuit. The machine roared. Lights flickered. The core glowed blinding white, then softened. A loud clunk echoed. The alarms stopped. Silence fell like rain. Everyone stared at the core. It was stabilizing, cooling. Ava had saved it. Holly let out a long breath and looked at her like she had just rewritten the world. "You did it," he whispered. "You saved us all." Ava stepped back, shaking, tears stinging her eyes. She didn't feel like a hero. She felt human, tired, scared, proud. Later that evening, a helicopter landed in her yard. Neighbors recorded videos. Her mother cried. Her brother shouted with joy. Holly walked up to Ava's door with a white envelope. Inside was a full scholarship, a job offer, and a handwritten note. "You didn't lose your exam. You earned your future." Ava looked up at the night sky, the helicopter lights glowing above her. Her life had changed. And for the first time ever, she felt unstoppable.